You've always known you were different. Since childhood, you saw the world through eyes that were deeper. You felt things nobody else seemed to notice. The energy of a room, the shift in a person's voice, the invisible tension in moments that others laughed through. You noticed everything. People called you too sensitive, too quiet, or too intense. But what they didn't know was that you were sensing something spiritual. You were being shaped by unseen forces. You weren't being antisocial. You were being prepared, isolated, broken, refined, chosen. And with that calling came a weight, a cost, a set of secrets that God began to whisper to you. Secrets about your purpose, secrets about your enemies, secrets about spiritual warfare. But those secrets weren't meant to be broadcasted. They were meant to be protected. Because you don't just carry light, you carry instructions. And if the wrong people hear those instructions, they'll twist them, sabotage them, or try to use them against you. This is why many chosen ones go through long seasons of being misunderstood, rejected, or attacked. Not because they're weak, but because they're carrying something too big for shallow people to grasp. That's why in this journey, there are secrets you must never reveal. Not to your family, not to your friends, not even to the person you trust the most. Because once the enemy knows how God plans to use you, he will use every trick in the book to shut you down. So if you want to survive this war, you need to protect these secrets like your life depends on it, because it does. Here are 10 secrets every chosen one must keep in order to protect themselves, their purpose, and their destiny. There is a reason why God hides chosen ones in plain sight. You've probably asked yourself why no one truly sees you, why people overlook you, why you can be in a room full of people, radiating with divine purpose, and yet you feel invisible. It's not an accident, it's protection. When you carry a divine calling, one that threatens demonic systems, manipulative people, and generational curses, heaven keeps you under spiritual wraps. Because if your enemies knew who you really were, they would have tried to kill you the moment you were born. And some of them did try. Through rejection, through trauma, through betrayal. But they failed. You're still here. But even now, even after surviving so much, you must not reveal the full depth of your calling too soon. Why? Because purpose without maturity becomes a target. If you expose what God told you in private before you're spiritually and emotionally ready to handle the backlash, you will attract spiritual warfare that you don't yet have the armor to survive. There are people who smile in your face, but would sabotage your destiny the moment they found out what you're destined to become. They might be in your circle, in your family, even in your church. That's why discernment is more valuable than talent. Don't be so quick to share your visions. Don't be so eager to prove you're gifted. The most powerful warriors of God are often the quietest. They move in silence, speak with purpose, and wait for divine timing. God is not in a rush. So why are you? Every chosen one must go through the season of silence, a hidden season, a season of obscurity. It's not a punishment, it's an incubation. The same way seeds are buried in darkness before they rise into trees, your calling must remain hidden in the soil of your soul until it's ready to break through. And when it does, it won't need your announcement. Your fruit will speak for itself. Until then, protect your calling. Let them underestimate you. Let them think you're average. It's better to be underestimated than hunted. Because once they realize who you really are, it'll be too late. God will have already raised you beyond their reach. Every chosen one has walked through pain that words can barely contain. Deep wounds, abandonment, spiritual attacks, nightmares that felt more real than life, rejection from people you loved, betrayal by the ones you trusted, and storms you never saw coming. But here's the truth. Your pain is part of your preparation. It wasn't meant to destroy you, it was meant to train you. But listen carefully. Not everyone deserves to know the details of what you went through. Your pain is holy. Your scars are sacred. And if you hand them to the wrong people, they will mock what they cannot understand. Some people only want to hear your story to use it against you. They don't care about your healing. They care about information. They pretend to listen, but behind closed doors, they say, "He's broken. She's weak. Look at what they've been through." They don't see the power of survival in your story. They see an opportunity to belittle you, to box you in. That's why silence is your weapon. You don't need to tell the world how much you've suffered to be valid. You carry proof in your spirit. You radiate strength through your eyes. The way you move, the way you protect your energy, the way you avoid fake conversations, that's proof that you've been through war and came out with wisdom. When God gives you a platform, a voice, or an opportunity to speak, then yes, share your testimony. But only under the anointing, not under pressure. Don't let loneliness make you spill secrets. Don't let desperation push you into the arms of someone who hasn't earned access to your past. Some people were sent by the enemy just to gather intel. They act curious, they act kind, but their spirit is off. You feel it. That strange vibe, that subtle tension, that moment when you say too much and suddenly regret it. That's your spirit warning you. Not everyone who listens deserves to hear. Your past was ugly, yes, but God is using it. Your pain was deep, but now you carry depth. And that depth is sacred. It's the very reason you must be selective with your vulnerability. The chosen ones are not called to be open books to every soul. We are called to be living epistles, read by those with spiritual eyes, not carnal curiosity. So protect your past, guard your trauma, heal in silence. And when it's time to speak, let it be fire. Let it break chains. Let it glorify God. Until then, your pain is between you and heaven. As a chosen one, your connection with God isn't ordinary. It's sacred. It's not built on religion, rituals, or what people told you to do. It's forged through your wilderness, through your darkest nights, through the moments when no one picked up the phone, when no one understood your pain, and when the only presence that remained was God's. That's when your relationship with Him became unshakable. But here's the danger. Once people see that divine connection in you, they'll either try to control it or corrupt it. That's why your walk with God must remain sacred, private, and unshakable, no matter who questions it. There will be people who act like they're more spiritual than you, like they know God better, like you're not qualified to be close to Him because of your past. But they weren't there when you cried yourself to sleep. They didn't see the way He comforted you, spoke to your heart, and picked you back up when you wanted to give up. They didn't see how He walked with you through the valley of death, when everyone else abandoned you. And now they want to reduce your divine relationship to rules and performances. Don't fall for it. Your relationship with God is not for show. It's not for validation. It's not for Instagram stories or religious debates. It's for survival. You don't pray because it's cute. You pray because if you don't, you'll drown. You don't fast to be impressive. You fast because you're in a war that only spiritual weapons can win. That's why you must protect it. Guard your prayer time. Keep your encounters with God private. Don't let just anyone speak over your spiritual life. You don't need a crowd to worship. You don't need a microphone to hear from God. Your secret place is your power source. And here's the truth. The more public your calling becomes, the more private your relationship with God must be. Because people will try to twist your words, doubt your revelations, and question your discernment. But none of that matters when you know who called you. Chosen ones must never rely on others to validate their spiritual identity. That validation already came from heaven. So keep your intimacy with God pure. Don't chase prophetic titles. Don't seek applause. Don't water down your truth just to be accepted by religious systems. If God called you, it's settled. And if you want to stay protected in this spiritual war, never let anyone or anything come between you and the voice of God. Not a pastor, not a lover, not a friend. God is your source. And when you stay locked into Him, no weapon, spiritual or physical, can break you. One of the most dangerous things a chosen one can do is speak too soon. There's a deep spiritual principle behind this. When a seed is planted, it must be covered to grow. Expose it too early, and it dies. And that's exactly how the enemy operates. He can't stop what he doesn't know about. But the moment you open your mouth about your dreams, your next move, your plans, your goals, you give your spiritual adversaries something to aim at, and not just spiritual ones. Sometimes it's the people closest to you who will pray for your downfall in secret the moment they realize you're leveling up. Not everyone who smiles in your face is happy for you. Some are only comfortable with you as long as you stay beneath them, as long as you're not a threat. But the moment you mention you're launching something, building something, or stepping into a new season, you activate silent competition. Envy wakes up, witchcraft gets whispered, and suddenly doors start closing, distractions start piling up, and you begin to question if you really heard God. But the truth is, you did. You just revealed too much, too soon. And now you're under warfare you were never meant to face yet. As a chosen one, you must understand the power of silence and strategy. Just because God gave you a vision doesn't mean it's time to speak it. Joseph had a dream, but when he told it, his own brothers threw him in a pit. That wasn't just a Bible story. That was a warning. Not everyone in your bloodline is ready to celebrate your elevation. Some people love you at your lowest because it makes them feel superior. But when they sense your growth, their hidden bitterness rises to the surface. So protect your plans like gold. Let them mature in secret. Build in silence. Move in silence. Pray in silence. Let your fruit speak louder than your voice ever could. When it's time, the world will see it. And by then, it will be too late for the enemy to stop it. God has already gone ahead of you, but your job is to keep your vision hidden until it's fully grown, fully protected, and fully anointed. You don't need to announce your moves. You don't need to prove anything. Trust the timing of heaven. Trust that God will reveal you when it's safe to do so. Until then, stay silent, stay focused, and let your destiny unfold without sabotage. There's a temptation every chosen one will face, the urge to prove your worth to people who never saw your value in the first place. After being rejected, overlooked, and underestimated for so long, something inside you might want to finally show them who you are. You want to reveal your anointing. You want to demonstrate your power. You want to speak, move, shine, and say, "See, I was chosen all along." But be careful, because the moment you start using your anointing to gain approval, you step out of your divine assignment and into performance. Your anointing was not given to impress. It was given to impact. It's not for clout. It's not for revenge. It's not to shut people up. That's ego. And ego is the open door the enemy uses to hijack your gift. You can be gifted and still miss God. You can be powerful and still be out of alignment. Because heaven doesn't honor performance. It honors obedience. And obedience often looks like staying quiet when you want to shout, walking away when you want to fight, staying hidden when you know you could dominate the room. It's discipline, it's surrender, it's maturity. There are people who will never clap for you, and that's okay. You were never called to entertain doubters. You were called to obey the Spirit. When Jesus was mocked, he didn't perform miracles to shut them up. He stayed focused on the mission. That's your model. Stay mission-focused. Don't waste your oil trying to prove you're worthy. Don't waste your gift trying to win over people who were never meant to walk with you. God already validated you. He already chose you. What else do you need? The more you mature, the less you need applause. The more you elevate, the less you chase validation. You understand that your anointing is like a sword. It must be wielded with precision, not emotion. So guard your gift. Use it when heaven instructs you. Speak when the Spirit releases you. Move when God says move. Not when your feelings say, show them. This is spiritual warfare, not a popularity contest. Chosen ones must remember, the enemy doesn't fear your gift. He fears your obedience. Because obedience makes your anointing unstoppable. So protect it. Never let the pressure to prove yourself pull you out of alignment with God's timing. He will make your name known when the time is right. Until then, let your silence be loud. As a chosen one, you must understand that spiritual boundaries aren't just healthy. They're essential to your survival. You are walking a path that many don't see, many don't understand, and many will try to invade without permission. Your energy, your time, your spirit. They are precious resources given to you by God to complete your divine mission. If you allow just anyone to cross your boundaries, you risk losing the very power that sets you apart. There will be people who want to drain you. They will pretend to be friends, but only take, and never give. Some will come with love, but leave you exhausted and broken. Others will bring distractions dressed as opportunities. These are tests. The enemy knows your value and wants to wear you down by breaking your boundaries, but you must stand firm. Say no to people, situations, and habits that pull you away from your purpose. Protect your mind like it's a fortress. Protect your emotions like they're sacred fire. The moment you allow toxic energy in, it dims your light and weakens your spiritual armor. Remember, boundaries are not selfish, they are sacred. Jesus himself withdrew from crowds to pray and recharge. He didn't apologize for protecting his spirit. Neither should you. The stronger your boundaries, the clearer your path becomes. You'll start to notice who truly supports your calling and who just wants to use you. You'll attract people aligned with your mission and repel those who don't belong. This is divine filtration at work. So don't feel guilty for saying no. Don't feel bad for cutting ties with those who drain your soul. Your destiny depends on your ability to guard your spirit fiercely. Protect your time, protect your peace, and protect your energy. Your spiritual boundaries are your first line of defense in a world that will try to consume your light. One of the biggest traps for a chosen one is surrounding themselves with the wrong people. You're not just anyone. You carry a destiny that requires a circle of warriors, visionaries, and faithful supporters. But often, your closest circle can be the source of your biggest battles. Enemies don't always wear dark cloaks. Sometimes they come disguised as friends, family, or mentors. That's why your circle must be chosen with prayer, discernment, and divine guidance. Not everyone who smiles at you deserves a seat at your table. Not everyone who claims to support your vision will stand firm when the storm hits. Some will betray you quietly. Some will drain your energy under the mask of friendship. Some will discourage you with subtle words wrapped in concern. You have to be ruthless in protecting your inner circle. Ask yourself, who truly lifts me up? Who prays for me? Who challenges me to grow without tearing me down? Who is loyal even when I'm at my lowest? This is spiritual warfare at a relational level. The enemy knows that if he can isolate you, he can break you easier. That's why he tries to infiltrate your closest relationships. But when you guard your circle, you're not being cold or distant. You're being wise and obedient. Surround yourself with those who align with your purpose, who speak life over your dreams, who bring peace instead of chaos. These are your spiritual allies. Remember, it's better to walk alone with God than to run with a crowd headed in the wrong direction. The few who stay faithful through your journey are worth more than 1,000 fake companions. As you grow into your calling, your circle will naturally shrink, but it will become stronger, more powerful, and more aligned with the mission God gave you. So protect your circle. Pray over your relationships. Don't settle for less than what God has planned for you in companionship. Your destiny depends on it. As a chosen one, you have to understand that your spiritual warfare is not a game to be played openly. Every move you make, every prayer you pray, every strategy you implement is part of a divine battle that requires stealth, wisdom, and timing. The enemy is always watching, listening, waiting for you to slip up and reveal your next move. When you share your plans too soon, whether it's a breakthrough you're expecting, a project you're working on, or a spiritual breakthrough you anticipate, you hand your enemy a map. Suddenly, the forces aligned against you know what to block, what to sabotage, and where to attack. That's why secrecy is your first line of defense. This isn't about fear or paranoia. It's about spiritual wisdom. Even Jesus told his disciples to be wise as serpents and innocent as doves. You must learn when to speak and when to stay silent. Your battles are sacred. They are not for public discussion or gossip. Only reveal what God reveals to you in his timing, not your own. Moreover, the people you think are allies might unknowingly leak your plans or feed negativity into your mission. Not everyone has the spiritual maturity or loyalty to carry your secrets. Some might get jealous, fearful, or confused, and accidentally become a source of sabotage. So cultivate a habit of silence over your battles. Pray in secret. Plan in secret. Walk your spiritual warfare with the confidence that God is your shield and your guide. When victory comes, and it will be undeniable, unstoppable, and glorifying to God. But until then, keep your battle plans close. Guard your destiny like the precious treasure it is. One of the heaviest burdens a chosen one carries is the pressure of the unknown. You walk paths no one else understands. You face battles no one else can see. You pray prayers no one else believes in. And sometimes, it feels like God is silent. Like your breakthrough is miles away. Like the enemy is winning. But here's the secret. Your faith is the anchor that holds you through the storm, even when the storm rages on without pause. Faith isn't just belief. It's trust. Trust in God's timing, his plan, and his power, even when your circumstances scream otherwise. Many fall because they expect miracles to happen immediately. They expect doors to open instantly. They expect visible signs on demand. But the chosen ones learn to walk by faith, not by sight. They learn to wait patiently in the dark, knowing that the light is coming. Your faith must be unshakable because it is the foundation of your protection. When you believe beyond what you see, you create a spiritual shield no weapon can penetrate. That shield repels doubt, fear, and anxiety. It keeps your mind focused, your spirit strong, and your heart anchored. But remember, faith is not passive. It requires action. It requires obedience. It requires discipline. You pray. You prepare. You persist. Even when it hurts. Even when the world mocks you. Even when the loneliness feels unbearable. Because you know who called you. You know why you were chosen. This unshakable faith will be your testimony one day. It will be the story you tell to inspire others who feel lost. It will be the proof that God is real, that His promises never fail, and that chosen ones don't quit. So hold on tight, warrior. The battle is fierce, but your faith is fiercer. In a world full of noise, the chosen one understands the power of silence. Not the silence of fear or confusion, but the silence of strength, strategy, and spiritual authority. Your silence is not weakness. It is your fortress. It is the shield that protects your destiny from those who want to steal it, mock it, or destroy it. Many make the mistake of thinking they have to explain, justify, or defend themselves at every turn. But chosen ones know better. They understand that sometimes the loudest roar comes from the quietest soul. When you choose silence, you choose to conserve your energy for the battles that matter. You choose to speak only when your words carry weight. You choose to keep your secrets close so the enemy can't use them against you. Silence also protects your peace. When you stop trying to convince everyone of your worth or your calling, you free yourself from the opinions and doubts of others. You stop reacting to every attack and begin to move with divine purpose. Silence is a form of resistance. It is a spiritual weapon that keeps your mind clear, your heart calm, and your spirit unshaken. Remember, God often works in silence. He spoke creation into existence with words, but He also prepared the greatest miracles in the quiet. Your silence honors that divine pattern. It's a way of saying, I trust you, God. I'm waiting on your timing. So guard your silence. Protect it fiercely. Use it wisely. When you finally speak or act, your voice will echo with power and authority because it comes from a place of strength, not desperation. You are chosen. You are protected. And with these 10 secrets held close to your heart, you will walk through every trial unbreakable. The enemy can try to stop you, but they will fail. Your destiny is sealed by the hand of God. Walk boldly in that truth.